The 2020 census is out, and everyone needs to fill it out and return it by April 1st.
Some of our federal funding from Medicare can be affected by a low count. Education. People talk all the time about, well, we don't have enough money for education. But if the residents of a community don't participate in the census, they're as much a part of the problem because they haven't had their voices counted. And if they don't report children that are small and not in school yet, that's a problem.
Children under 5 years old are at risk for not being counted.
Many families think that you have to be 18 and older to be counted. And the reality is, if you think about a child who is 4 or 5 right now, not in the school system, within the next 10 years, they will be. And if they haven't been counted, that's money for each of those children that hasn't been allotted for our state and our community.
The numbers say that with this census, Nebraska will receive nearly $2,000 per person per year for everyone who is counted. This is the breakdown if just 10 people don't get counted.
$2,000 a year times 10 for even one person, that's $20,000 over 10 years.
Getting 100% of everyone counted isn't realistic. Here's an example of the financial impact from people not accounted for in the census.
Even if we missed 2,000 people, in 1 year that would equate to $4 million not coming or being assigned to our community. And over 10 years, that's $40 million.
So many things in Sarpy County would be affected.
Medicare, to education, to highways. In Sarpy County, we have large growth and we have need for more roads, improved roads, upgraded. And without that funding, we could be at a great loss. And so one of the things I always tell people, if you have a complaint about funding for schools or for Medicare or for the roads, but you don't respond to the census, you're as much a part of the problem as not being funded.
There are 9 questions on this year's census.
Basic questions like how many people live in your household, what are the ages, what are the gender. One of the questions that will not be on the census this year is asking if you are a citizen of this country. Because whether or not you are a citizen of this country and you reside in our community, we want to count you.
It's important that all people residing in Sarpy County be counted.
We all contribute to the community. We all use the resources that are part of the community, and you matter. So my biggest, strongest message to everyone is that if you are not a resident, please know that the information on the census is not going to be used in any way to negatively impact someone who is not here as a citizen.
There are several ways to fill out the census.
One of the great things about the census is this time they're going to utilize technology. In the past, the census was always done by paper, through the mail, or a canvasser would come to your house if you didn't respond. This time around, we are going to be able to respond by telephone. You can either call in or use your phone as a tablet to enter your information. You can go on the internet at your computer at home, and you can still do it by mail.
There's a big difference in how information is gathered this time.
But one of the things I stress very much is that we are not going to be sending canvassers to homes this time unless you don't respond by the deadlines. And so it's so important that you do self-response and that you take the time.
Census Day is April 1st. Go to 2020census.gov for more information.